too little of it out there in the world. So it's been a while since I've been up here, and over the last few months I've been going through some stuff. Because guess what? I'm alive, and I'm human, and that's what we do, right? We're spiritual beings having this human experience in this perfectly imperfect world. And on this physical plane, like myself, our souls are ever expanding and ever evolving and growing. And because we're growing, we're bumping into stuff and bumping into stuff that calls for further introspect and growth. And I know for my life experience and for me, my soul is here to evolve and expand as unconditional love. Love with no strings attached. And I am here to master the dance of forgiveness and letting go. I know that's my journey. And probably similar for some of you. So I'm always having these challenges in my life. And a lot of them have come up for me lately. Because as we grow and expand, stuff will come up for our soul to live out that purpose that we are here to live out. When faced with these challenges, I'm reminded that I have to go back to the truth of who I am. And sometimes it's hard not to just react in the moment of whatever is triggering that for me, but instead to respond. Not react, but respond. Allow ourselves to take a breath, get still, center ourselves and ground all that energy, and allow it to pass through instead of gotta go back to those principles. Because life can make us forget who we are. And they can trigger that part of us that we've left behind in our past. But don't let these challenges get the best of you. Because I know for me, the person you see here today has not always been this, calm, loving. I think I've always been a smiley person, but there's that part of me that will get you if you come at me. And I've learned to let that part of me calm down and not just react. There have been moments when I've had to just cover my mouth physically. Stop. I'm a little bit past that now, and now I put the tongue of my tongue on the roof of my mouth, but I'm trying not to come at whatever is coming at me. It's like, We gotta not allow those energy to unleash and react, because those are not of love. And even though we may think that some people deserve it, that's not the energy what we want to put out in the world. We need to be conscious of the energy that we're putting out into the world and allow ourselves to put forth love and light, even when the situation challenges us for something else. Because the world has too little of it. And challenges are just that. We go through our hard times, we go through our challenges. Because we're human and we're perfectly imperfect. And there are times that we give in, or we don't allow ourselves to be permanently stuck in the rut of those challenges. As humans, we fall and we mess up. And we will momentarily forget the truth of who we are. And in those moments, that's when we have to look up and cry out for help if we need to. Psalm 121 says, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord which made heaven and earth. And in my hard times, sometimes that's all I have to hold on to, just look up and cry. Because the Lord will surely answer and raise us up. We cannot give in to the darkness and the negativity, the anger and the pettiness. Those are not of God. And those do not bring light into the world. And I just want us to be conscious of the love and light that this world needs. There is just too little of it. We have to be conscious of our small parts that we're playing in each moment and what we are putting out into the world. We must choose a higher vibration. Reach up, look up, and allow the universe to raise us up. What the world needs is love. Sweet and more love. And let's start with self-love. I've had many opportunities to expand in this area. And if we can't love ourselves, it's very difficult for us to show up for others as love. And one of the things that came up for me this year in the area of self-love, which is the first time I'm speaking about this outside my husband and the parties involved, because I was so ashamed. And this is me just allowing that vulnerability to come forth, and the fact that I'm able to talk about it right now is a testimony of how much I've grown past this. So, earlier this year, I messed up on a client's tax return. Dun, 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 dun. I'm a CPA. I have a master's in taxation, yet I messed up on a tax return. Very simple tax return. So what had happened was, I had allowed this client of mine to kind of run the show of my tax return review process. Instead of going over the return with him, as I do with all of my clients before I file, I kind of allowed him to steer me into, what if, and what if this, and the tax planning, and this. I allowed myself to go down that road. And I was playing with the tax return with him, and putting on okay, what if you did this to your retirement plan? How would that affect your taxes? And I forgot to take it off before I filed it. I felt so stupid. I felt so incompetent. It was a call for me to practice self-love to myself. But we live and we learn. And I'm human. And that's why we as professionals, we have E&O policies. Because we are humans. And as a master CPA, that was very hard for me. And I really beat myself up badly about that for weeks. But hey, no matter how good we are going to mess up. It is our human nature. If we want a perfect life, die and go to heaven. But we're here. So we're gonna have these challenges. And Ernest Holmes speaks a little bit about this, about self-condemnation. In here. And it was from the prodigal son story. When the prodigal son came back and he said, I will arise and go to my father and say, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee, and I am no more worthy to be called thy son. Make me one of thy hired servants. That's from the Bible, and then Ernest Holmes' interpretation says, this represents a theological state of mind which is quite common to all of us, one of self-condemnation and personal distrust. It is morbid and detrimental to our welfare. I felt that when I was going through that. It was horrible. It's a theological state of introspective morbidity, which might be classed as one of the worst mental diseases. Self-condemnation is always destructive and should never be indulged in by anyone. How many of us beat ourselves up for making some mistakes? Do not indulge in it. It's always a mistake to indulge in it. There is no question but that all of us have done that which is not the best. And from this viewpoint, we have all been sinners, because all have fallen short of the divine calling. If we have sinned, it is because we have been ignorant of our true nature, and because experience was necessary to bring us to ourselves. That experience was necessary to bring us to ourselves. And so we live, we learn, we get back up. Because as humans, we're going to mess up as parents, as wives, as friends, as daughters. But we get back up. And we learn to forgive ourselves. And hold ourselves and Shauna, you're human, it's okay. Stuff happens. We embrace our humanness. I am perfectly imperfect, and I love myself. I am competent. I can do this. I can rise again, and I can learn from this mistake. And yes, I'm just more careful before I press that file button. It's nerve-wracking now. It's like, you sure? Even though I've done thousands of tax returns, literally thousands of tax returns since I've started this one, and I messed up on 2. This is another. But that does not diminish who I am, the competence, the knowledgeable CPA that I am. I live, I learn, I grow, and I expand. And now, I lead the show in my tax review processes. Because again, this year another situation came up, and this was last year, and I felt that same thing. I'm in the review and he's trying to pull me somewhere else, another client. And I'm like, nope, we're gonna do this today, and that tax planning is gonna be another engagement for another time at an additional cost. Because I wanna run my show, so that that doesn't happen again. So the point of that expression or coming out for me with that, which was very hard, guys. This was very hard. Is to just remember that we're humans and to just love ourselves. That's where the love that the world needs is going to start, is with ourselves. Be gentle with ourselves. Because I wouldn't talk to any of my employees like that if they made a mistake. I would not call them stupid. If it's a focus thing, I'd be like, okay, let's stay focused. But I would not talk to them the way I talk to myself. And no one is perfect. Self-love is loving the perfections and the imperfections about ourselves and honoring all of it. That creates the space and energy that we can bring love out into the world. And as we bring love out into the world, let us do so freely. And don't allow the behavior of others to interfere with how we're bringing love out into the world. And this brings me then to another situation that happened earlier this year. In general, I'm a very kind and loving person. And I've accepted the fact that others are going to take advantage of that because it's just who I am. And I won't withhold love just because I'm afraid that others are going to abuse it. So to make a long story short, another situation came up this year where one of my employees crossed the boundary. And I addressed that boundary, and all hell broke loose. I've never done that. You give someone an inch, they take a mile, and they really try to reel that back in. Nobody likes that. But you have to, right? You can't just let it, So, that's essentially what happened in a nutshell. Try to bring it back in, because in general, I just let everyone do what they do within the boundaries of professionalism, and the overall vision I have for the company is being adhered to. But, again, taking my kindness for weakness. And when I addressed it, they came at me in a way that really hurt my feelings. It made me feel like I was the bad person. Because, you know what I realized? Like, there's no nice way for telling anyone no. Some people. Because I guess they're so accustomed to getting, yes, and the entitlement and all of that. There's just no way to tell someone, no nice way to tell someone no. And I found that similar with my family members too. You help them out, but then they get entitled, and you're obligated to do certain things. And if you say no, you're the worst person in the world, because they forgot all the times you told them yes. And again, it's never favorable to receive a no. It's never favorable. And maybe because I was in sales more than I am now, but I used to be more in sales, and I've gotten no's. And I just know that every no is a one step closer to a yes. Not saying that my feelings are hurt when people tell me no, but I don't feel entitled and obligated for people to do things for me in a way that's gonna get me mad and if they tell me no. And that's not the same as following through on an agreement. If you have an agreement, you should honor it, And if you cannot honor it, then you explain as early as possible, I'm not going to be able to honor this and why. And depends on the legality of that, it will go its way. But we have to release attachment and entitlement and allow life to do what it will. Stay positive, keep our eyes on the vision. Because life will come with setback and disappointment. And even so, we're bumping up against hard stuff. Because now stuff is hurting our feelings. Again, go back inside. Let's not react. This is making me mad in this moment, but let's not react. Deep breath. Get centered. Get grounded. Process what's happening. And respond. And hopefully you will always have the time to do that. Because some situations will just come and need an immediate, but if you ever can, take it in, process. And let's be intentional about how we are reacting. Unconditional love allows others the space to show out and show their true colors. Apply wisdom and love to guide your response to their actions to you. But don't be a doormat. And also don't allow others to change the loving person that you are. because the world needs our love and kindness, with wisdom and discretion. And I have another challenging moment of love that came up for me very recently, is where Marvin's cousin was killed in Jamaica on some nonsensical situation. He was shot. Him and his friend were shot. This is somebody that I knew, and he worked on the other end of the island. He left his home to the other end of the island to go work. They were building some hotels in the tourist area, and they came home and went to the cook shop to get something to eat. As people just came by and just shot them. And this was really challenging for me, as you can just imagine, for their family. And it's just been hard for me to accept that this is the will of God. And that God is all place at all times. And there's nowhere where God is not. So if that's the principle, God is in this situation, right? I have to remember the principle for me and my processing of it. His family's going through a lot. And I was there and I heard them, and they're in a very dark place, you know? Because they're angry. And they have to process their own stuff. But for me, and thanks to Dorothea, last week on our call for prayer, she just reminded me of that. God is in all things and all places, even this. And while each of us are processing that, for me, it's the reminder to accept that everyone is on their personal journeys. Aeon, that died, he is on his personal journey. His parents are on their personal journey. His sisters that he leaves behind is on their own personal journey. The person that did this is also on their own personal journey. And all of us need love. And while it is still hard to accept, and I'm continuing to work on my own heart to this, I know that this is for the highest and best. It's hard to say that, it's hard to see that, it's hard to understand that, but that's the principle that we have to go back to. When, again, this expansion is bumping up against challenges, we have to go back to the principle. I am filled to overflowing with love, and I allow this love to flow from me, to heal me, and send it out to his family to heal them, send it out to the person that did this to heal them. Hurt people hurt people. Which brings me to this another challenge that I've had. It's kind of heavy, huh? It's just the call for love. It's the call for love. It's that expansion that is happening through me where I'm seeing that there's a call for love. This world needs love. So the final challenge that I've been having is now with the wars of the world. It's been very hard for me to just witness that every day. People just killing people for what? I can't understand for what. But again, they're on their own journeys. And God is all there is. So God must also be in the midst of those chaos. Because God is everywhere present, in all places, at all times. Got to keep going back to the principle. Because these situations will let us forget those principles. And it's challenging for me to witness all the hatred against each other. Because I watch the stories on the TV. I have clients on either side. And I'll talk to them like, hey, so how do you feel about that? You know, and I just allow them to speak. And some of them are over it. And apparently there are a lot of organizations that have both sides, especially the Palestinian and I was talking to a Palestinian guy, and there are organizations that are building up in these areas that are against the war. We don't never see that, we never hear of it. And that was fascinating for me to talk to someone and to know that that was going on. Because most of the time we just hear the hate. And for others, I can just hear the brainwashed hate that is fueling the country. Like generations of it just going down, and you can just hear it. I can just hear it when I talk to them. And I send them love, because they're just experiencing it as they are experiencing it. And again, that's why it's so important for us to be love and light in all forms and aspects, because love breeds love. And it's a call for us to go deep within, to connect with the love that we are, and to be that love to ourselves, to those around us that hurt us, to those around us that we can't even see that are hurting each other. Loving each other, take care of each other, because that burst of energy is what is going to vibrate out into the world and eventually heal our planets. Don't allow hatred and pettiness and anger to prevail in our hearts, because the world needs love. Let us be the love we wish to see into the world. Let us be instrument of light in everything that we do and in everything that we think and everything that we say. As that song says, remind me, O Lord. Remember, I'm human and humans forget. So remind me. Let us be gentle with ourselves. Let us be gentle with each other. What the world needs now is love. And that's why we can't allow just simple pettiness to take control of us. I know our feelings are valid. We're hurt. The feelings are valid. But we can't allow those to get the better of us. Because even when I think of my little situation, if I allow myself to be broken for an extended period, that's adding to the brokenness of the world. But if I can go back to the principle and allow myself to look up, reach up, cry out, and be raised up by the universe, I'm not only raising up myself, but I'm going to raise up everyone that I interact with from then. Not as a broken person, but as someone that is healed, that's still a work in progress, but someone that chooses love. And I choose love, and I come here before you and I talk about love, and you're hearing love, and I hope I touch someone so they're going to go to their workplace, and they're going to not talk to that person in that way, and they're not going to react, so they're going to be love. And that person is going to see that, and that's going to touch something in them, and they're going to go home, and they're going to be love to their kids. You understand what I'm trying to say? Just from our own situation, from our own small part, we can be love. And we can send that vibration of love and light out into the world and heal our world. I believe that. I totally believe that. It's about vibration. It's about that frequency. Because I believe there's more love on the planet than there has ever been, despite all that's happening. So, my point is, let us play our part of remembering our principles. Let's practice our principles in the good times so that when hard times come, we have that to go back to. God is all that there is. God must also be in this, even though I can't see it. God must also be in this. So I'm just going to allow the love and light of the one to guide me in this situation. I'm not going to be petty. I'm not going to give in to anger. I'm not going to give in to any negativity that wants to come forth, because there is enough of that in the world and I do not want to add to that. I want to be love and light, and I'm going to choose love and light. I'm going to choose different, because what the world needs is that love. And so, I just want us to do a little activity that I believe can make a difference in this world. I call it my love meditation. And I want us essentially to resonate with that love that we are. And we're going to fill this room. We're going to send it out. Okay? God is love, and God is light. God is all that there is, everywhere present, in all places, at all times. Right here, showing up as myself, and showing up as each individual that's in this room. And we open up our hearts to the divine, to allow the purest of purest, unconditional love to flow in, through us, right now. Just picture this love as just this bright, radiant light coming down and washing over us, filling our hearts, filling our minds, filling our spirits, filling our whole body. And allow this love to expand to each of us, each of our neighbors here, each of our brothers and sisters that are sitting here with us. Let's allow this love to expand and include them. It's so easy here. But we allow ourselves expand this love and light that we are right now to fill this room. Just envision that energy. There's just so much light and so much love in this room. The divine is just pouring down into this room, filling this entire space with love and light. And we're going to start sending this love out. And send this love out to our homes, wherever they are. Let's just concentrate that energy, that love into our homes. All four corners of it, all different levels of it, everywhere in our homes. To everyone that's in our home. Saturate that space with love and light, removing everything that is unlike this love and light. We're raising the vibration of ourselves, raising the vibration of our homes, and everyone in it, every situation in it. To our pets, shower them with love and light. And then I want us to take this love and light. Now we're going to send it to our jobs. Send it to the office, to a store, wherever that place is. To our superiors, to those that we lead. Sending just love and light and energy. To those that we're bumping up against, we're sending love, light, and energy because God is all that there is. And we know that they are on their own journeys and we are on our own journey. And we choose love and light. We walk, we speak, we live, we breathe that love and light. It's what we are. It's what we're choosing to be. Because the world needs more love and light. We're taking this energy and we're covering this whole state. Everyone in the state. The leaders, we bless them. Everyone is doing the best they can and how they see it. So just send them love and light. Touch them wherever they are. Up and down the state. Everyone that's hurting. Everyone that believes that hate is the answer. Because hurt people. So we want to show them a different way. And we know that right now this vibration is going out and is lifting the vibration of the state. And we want to send this to our country, to the United States. All of it, east to west, north to south. To the leaders, grant them wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and love and light. Removing anything and everything that is unlike this love and light. We consciously, as this small group of CNSL of West Georgia, we are raising the planet. And then I want us to send this out to the world. And if you can't, just do the hand motion. We're sending it out. We're blanketing the world. See ourselves to send that love and light all around this globe, to everywhere that it is needed, to all the hurting, to all the pain, to all the hate. We just send out our love and light. Raising the vibration of the planet. Just envision our beautiful world in love and light. Sending it to everyone that needs this right now. Raising the vibration, raising the frequency. We're sending the love of the divine. For those who haven't seen this in a while, for those who don't even know that this exists, because they have never been taught to love, we just send this out as healing for our planet. To the leaders of the world, send this to their hearts. The one that's hurting, send this to their hearts. You know that energetically these thoughts never come back void. So we send out love and light. And it all comes back to us. We are the love and light that this world needs. And so it is.
Thank you so much. You do need so much more love in the world. And the people who are the most resistant, we need to love them the most. We have to give them the most love. It's so easy to love the sweet people.